Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of some F1 2020 career mode with Red Bull. Today we're doing episode number 18 for the Vietnamese Grand Prix Season 2. But first of all, we're going to get a big weight reduction upgrade. We're also going to be looking at some tyre wear upgrades as well, because the tyres just went completely off. And also I think that was like wet races and we had a dry setup on, but I think also it would be good if we get some tyre wear upgrades on the car as well, so that means we can do an alternative strategy and make the strategy work. But we've got an invitational event to go on to. So yes, let's pop over to the Circuit over the Americas first. This was a just literally overtaken anybody. This is one of the Schumacher Ferraris, not the I can't remember which one it is, but sounds lovely all the same. I have done an episode on each of the classic cars. I'll try and remember put an I thing in the slide. We go around both of them at the same time. I'm surprised they haven't been battling themselves. They apparently can battle, but apart from blowing up in that corner, it was pretty much a absolute bore fest. The AI really don't go that fast. I mean, none of us have actually. I've not actually seen any gameplay when those drivers actually go as paid drivers into my team yet. So that's definitely interesting. I know it can happen, but that's only if you can't negotiate, not if you run out of funds, because you can't run out of funds. But yes, the R&D chart says we had the fastest car, but again, it doesn't feel like it. It honestly doesn't. I mean, we struggled in Australia really with the second fastest car, so what makes you think that Vietnam is going to be any little bit different? I like the fact they got 84 on the back of the steering wheel. That's quite a nice touch, but they don't have reverse steering wheel cameras on the replay in this game, so yes. But once again, it's a disappointing qualifying. I mean, it's getting tough on this game. Max Verstappen is only ahead of us in 15th. I mean, he's been struggling anyway with the Haas, because the Haas haven't really upgraded. I don't see him staying there for long. To be honest, we'll see what happens in Season 3. There might be a Season 3. I haven't decided on what format that season is going to take place. It ultimately depends on how quickly we get this out in Season 2 and what else is going on the channel, and obviously in life as well. But yes, we can see here we're improving. We're up to 2 tenths up as we're coming down this very long, dreary, boring straight that we've got here into the hairpin where lots of dive bombs are made, and we do lose a little bit of time on entry, but we've made a lot of time out on the exit, and we're now almost 4 tenths up on our previous best time. Down in here we don't want to take the curbing, which we took anyway on the outside. That's one way to avoid through this. Probably the best section on the track, this final section. Not very good in a car that if you've got understeer, then that's going to be a big issue for you. But if you've got the setup just right and the car feels just perfect for you, like at the final corner, almost half a second improvement, but unfortunately it's only enough for P15. And our teammate just showed that he's not even in the fast. He's supposed to be in the fastest car, but yeah, he's down in P4. And again, I think that part of that is due to durability. But yes, we'll have to soldier on to overtake people. Time for the Grand Prix.
Welcome along to the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, a vibrant city built on the banks of the magnificent Red River. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, with a circuit specifically designed to encourage overtaking opportunities. I think we could be in for a cracking race today. It's a track that combines the bespoke design of a traditional race circuit with the tight, close barriers of a street track that our drivers race on today. 23 corners and a total distance of 3.4 miles. Watch out in particular for overtaking into the braking zone at turn 11. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Can we talk about Mercedes? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and Sainz haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Albon, Charles Leclerc and Magnussen, Perez, Sainz, Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo, Stroll, Ocon, Lando Norris and Giovinazzi, a Red Bull, Verstappen, George Russell and Daniel Kvyat, De Vries and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
I wonder if Jeff is saying that because we haven't got any points this season. We do have the option to go longer on the softs, but we'll go for the half and half strategy. Half on the softs, half on the mediums. Will lower the fuel limit as well. We can pretty much go lean through the roundabout and through the last sector. So and having a little bit down really isn't going to really affect us. Front lights out and away we go for the Vietnamese Grand Prix, and it's once again a great start with overtake. We've got past Norris and Ocon. We're going to dive it down the inside. Can we get Perez? No, we can't. We'll have to sit behind. We've got McLaren there. We've also got Gasly, who cuts in front of us. We make slight contact with Gasly there. That puts us into Sainz there. We have to leave space for Sainz, and he eventually gets in front of us. But we've obviously been looking around. Gasly and Perez are going side by side into the roundabout section as we try and see what can we do here. We're trying to get on the back of Sainz, and Honda of course not having the fastest engine, but we've got not a lot we can do, and we do eventually make it up ahead of Sainz. But moving to lap 2 there, we're coming round the roundabout. We've got more downforce, but we tried that on the on Perez, but we do make it down the inside, going around the outside, into the hairpin, and that is us up into P7. Now we chase after Ferrari. Leclerc has got Magnussen as well in the AlphaTauri, so the AlphaTauri is a really strong car this year, again running out of the ERS, so that's another thing we're going to have to focus on, but we haven't got too much upgrades that we can do on that engine side, which is why I'm saying let's focus on the Sasha. We've got the best aero anyway, and only that weight reduction is another way to help in that straight line as we come into the pits at the end of lap number 7. Gasly of course is behind us now, Vettel as well is in as well, and there's a Mercedes in, so hopefully we're not going to get held here. We're going to go onto the medium tyres at 25% race. Great, we got held for that McLaren. Notice the lights, they haven't fixed the lights yet on the Red Bull traffic light system that says yes go, and we've lost the place to Gasly, which is annoying, but we'll have to see if we can get in front of him. But I haven't fixed it because it goes from red to red. Yeah, but we're looking at Ricciardo now. He's got overtaken by Gasly, who did the undercut, and this time we do make the move down at the end of the roundabout. Thank you very much, Daniel. We'll definitely take that. I'm surprised he didn't move teams over the winter, Ricciardo, because he didn't really have a very successful season. He just literally faded, and he's going back even now as we watch the other Renault of Esteban Ocon. He's fighting with Stroll and Giovinazzi, and Verstappen's trying to keep up, of course, in his Haas, but of course that Dutch thing isn't going very fast. But for Stroll, unfortunately, that is the end of his race, because he is out in his pink Mercedes, retiring from the race. So we jump to lap 10 now. We're all over the back of Gasly. Magnussen has come out behind us as good, so that's good. So we're up. This is for P6. Vettel is ahead of us, so I'm going to try and get in front of Gasly, and then obviously try and have a go at Vettel as well. Dive bomb, thank you. Up the inside. Gasly tries to come back at us, nothing to do in there. Ignore the warning, nothing to see there. Up into P6. I don't think that's my fault. When we made contact, I was already halfway down his inside. As Ricciardo and Pep, I was losing another position. Ricciardo wasn't nowhere in stint 1 as we're fighting Gasly. He's got, he has that AlphaTauri's got the fastest engine of all, so I reckon if they took reliability out of the performance index, that Red Bull wouldn't be the fastest car, and that AlphaTauri will be probably ahead, or very close to Red Bull, definitely on power tracks like this one. Then that is where the thing is. We want Gasly once again has another go as we jump to lap 13 now, and once again he loses out to Perez and Ricciardo and I believe Sainz, but there's a one mighty train going there. But he is coming back, Gasly, ahead of Ricciardo, and so into the middle sector. So he is. The AlphaTauri is a good car. It's just the fact that Gasly and Magnussen are both being dogged down behind myself. And really, after that overtake, we just glanced ahead and he slowed down the entire field. P6 today. It was definitely not a bad race, considering the fact that we made all the overtakes on the start. But at the same time, we want to be battling for podiums in the Red Bull. Our teammate managed to get the podium behind the two Mercedes. Bottas ahead of Hamilton in the end. Leclerc ahead of Vettel. I think Vettel struggled in the second half, but really there was one almighty train behind myself, which we need to rectify. Sashi and aero upgrades are really the only way we can go until Red Bull decide to upgrade the engine facility. And then there was a big gap towards the likes of De Vries and the two Williams, who are of course a couple of thousand light years, and of course Stroll was the only man. But is our first point of the season. We're up to 9th place now in the standings. I think Magnussen had a problem, which is why he didn't finish, and that puts us up to 3rd in the constructors standing as well, which is more like it. AlphaTauri only 3 points behind us though in 4th.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
To dive bomb everybody, Claire. That's pretty much the what you can do. Get the AI out the way.
It was more like Belgium's than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Well, Gasly kept turning in on me. I'm not sure if he's got some ground from last year
Appreciate
or something.
your time.
Yeah, thanks, Claire. But that was a little bit of a dig at Gasly, that question, because of course, well, we don't really get on. We haven't got on since we clashed at Belgium in season 1. But performance comparison, I don't think is realistic. Obviously we've got enough for this one major engine upgrade, but is that the way we go? Maybe. I mean, no, we got that. We've also got to think though about Sashi. For the price of that, we can get numerous amount of Sashi upgrades done. So I want to try and knock down some of these Sashi upgrades. Really, we've got this department's at level 3, so we can do pretty much all of them at once. So we could probably get away with about doing all 5 of those minor upgrades. Although we can't because the price is too high, unfortunately. I don't know why the R&D price has gone up for parts. Maybe it's because people are upgrading too fast. Codemasters are liking and they patched that in. But yes, I'm going to leave it there. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see more episodes of the F1 2020 career mode with Red Bull. Until the next video, time, take care. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day and goodbye.